Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to do homemade caramels, chewy ones. Mr. Smith has been asking, I guess, for weeks for me to make caramels, and I have made them before. And this recipe here is so simple. It only takes 5 ingredients. And if you add vanilla, it's optional. It's not optional in this house, so there's 6. So we're going to start it. Very easy, guys. We're going to turn our burner on medium, and we're just going to, you just put everything in here, except for this, and we pour that in after the butter gets melted. You just pour in a little bit at a time. You could easily double this recipe. I'm just making enough to go in this I got a 9x9 pan. You can make it 8x8 if you want them a little bit thicker. So we put 2 cups of sugar in here. Let me get this right here. And 1 cup of white Karo syrup, because that's the good stuff. Yum. And I have made caramels before, and at Christmas time, and wrapped them into the wax paper, and you know, that was a lot of work. It made a big batch. If you double this, it is a big batch. Okay, so we've got 1 stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can use kosher salt, whatever you want. So that's it for right now. Of course, I got it everywhere because that's what I do.
Keep it in the pan, baby.
I never do. All right, so we're going to mix all this up and get this butter melted in here. And then after that melts, we're going to slowly pour in our carnation evaporated milk, 1 whole can. And you do it very slowly, little at a time, very slowly. And then you're going to get your temperature up to 238, softball stage. Don't go any farther unless you don't want them chewy. And we want them chewy. It's a chewy caramel, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
We took our dog a while ago down to Rural King because that's one of her favorite stores.
That she gets to go in.
Yeah, we put her a harness on, and she loves going in there. She gets her a free pig ear whenever we go. And the Easter Bunny was there today, so she got a picture took with the Easter Bunny. Mr. Smith took both of us with the Easter Bunny.
I think she was enjoying it. She was excited going there.
She pulls you going in, and then she pulls you going out to the car. While she's in there, she just walk around, look at people.
Sniffing everything.
As dogs do. Stirring us all up. I know this kind of candy is supposed to be like they just make it once a year, Christmas time. No, you can make it anytime you want. We're making it in April.
Anytime you get hungry for it.
You want something, you get it. My retirement day is coming up soon. Woo! It's exciting and scary all at once. Got a lot of stuff to do at work, like clean out lockers and drawers and all that good stuff.
Do you think you'll miss it?
I'll miss the people, the customers, and the people I work with, because they're family. So, you know, you work with them 30 years, they become family. You're with them more than you are your family. All right, so we're going to put in the carnation milk. our butter is melted and everything, you gotta stir this so it don't burn, okay? Well, I don't want to do that either. Put the little crystals on there. So I'm pouring a little at a time. It says to take your time pouring that in, 10 to 12 minutes. I don't think I did it that long last time, just a little bit at a time. And if you make a double batch, then ooh, that's a long time too. It'll be up to temperature. And with the way this thing is, it'll be up to temperature before I even want it to. So I better turn it down. It's bubbling.
Yeah, you'll be at your softball stage before you want to.
Yeah, I will. I hope everybody had a good Easter. We had ham and Mr. Smith made some potato salad.
Went to sunrise service.
Yeah. 7 o'clock, getting up at 5 o'clock is rough.
That's because it takes you longer to get ready than it does me.
Yeah, 10 minutes, he could be in and done. If I know what I'm wearing, it doesn't take me as long. That's the hard part, picking out clothes.
Yeah, it'll take about 5 minutes off of it that way.
Yeah, not.
Then she got to go through her 100 pair of shoes to figure out which one she wants to wear.
But see, when I was wearing uniform, I knew what I was wearing every day.
Yeah.
It didn't take me very long to get ready. Now it will. Woo! It's looking nice and creamy here. Starting to bubble. I don't think it's going to take me 10 minutes to pour this cream in there either, because with this induction, it's going to come up to heat really fast. And that chocolate pie, Mr. Smith's eating on that like crazy. He's loving it. Try to turn this down a little bit more. I don't want it to be all bubbly that much yet. I want to thank everybody for our subscribers and non-subscribers who watch us, and hope you do decide to subscribe. And thank everybody for sharing and their comments. It means a lot to us. So we're making caramels, chewy caramels. I probably should put this in so we can see where we're at. You don't want your thermometer touching the bottom, but you want to keep it moving too. You don't want to burn it. We're at 180 right now. So it's coming up fast. I keep dripping it all over the table. I hope you guys are trying our recipes. Or enjoy watching us do them. Alright guys, we're at 200, so it's coming up there real fast. I got this induction set on 240 degrees. It boils up like when you're making fudge. So if you're making a bigger batch than this, you want more than a 2-quart saucepan. You want about a 4 or 5 quart. Or a big cast iron Dutch oven, something like that. I'll crank her up now because I almost got all this in. I can't stand it on there. I gotta wipe that up. It bothers me.
Boy, it's really boiling now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm hoping it don't boil over in this pot.
You might have to crank it down a little bit.
Well, then we'll get hot. We're getting there. Whoops.
It's amazing how that thickens up.
Yep. You got to get it to a certain temperature and then it gets really thick. Put your vanilla in as well.
Be generous.
Woo! That did it.
Yeah. Kind of like when you make the peanut bread on, you pour that in there with the
Soda.
soda. It really boils up, don't it?
You can make, you can put salt on top of these and make salted caramels. Which we might put a little bit of salt on half of them. Just sprinkle a little bit.
Some sea salt.
And try and cut them. You should leave them sit in the refrigerator probably overnight. After they cool, put them in the refrigerator. And then try to cut them the next day. Or at least leave them in there for 4 or 5 hours and then try and cut them. And with a sharp knife, that way maybe it'll cut better when they're cool. But you know, we will have to at least tear off a piece to taste after it starts cooling, because
After it cools down.
because
Yeah.
you won't be able to wait until they completely cool.
You know how we are. We can't wait.
We're very impatient.
Sometimes the microwave's even too slow.
For you, yeah. So you gotta stir, keep it moving. And I do have one of them little things that you can set in here that vibrates off the bottom of it and just keeps moving around, so that way it doesn't burn. I use that sometimes on fudge when I'm making fudge, and that way I can walk away from it for a little bit.
Well, it smells good.
You always get the smells. The wind must go that way.
Oh, it's smelling really good.
Ow! It popped me. It come out and got me. Ooh, it's sticky too. Of course it is. Sugar. You got sugar and Karo syrup, which is sugar. So we'll be back after we get to the temperature, and I'll show you what we're going to do, guys. All right, everybody, look at that caramel color. We have reached 238 degrees, and we're going to pour it into this pan. My 9x9. Ooh, look at that color. Look how easy that pours out. Mr. Smith is just going to love this, I'm sure. So now we're just going to wait until it cools. And you put a little bit of salt on it if you want, and we'll put that on later. Right before it really stiffens up is when you put it on. You put it on now, it's just going to melt all the way through. So you just want it laying on the top. So this is the caramels. We'll be back with you after they cool, and we'll score them, and we'll just take out a little piece because I know it's going to be the night. We're not going to leave these set all night until tomorrow to cut them.
You don't think?
I know. So we'll be back with you when we get this fixed. Okay, fixed. When we get it finished.
Which is it?
Fixed. It's already fixed.
Yeah.
When it cools.
Okay.